Hello, I'm Gareth Driscoll. I am Postgrad host. Today I've been invited by Student Roost to come and see what makes their properties the best place for you to come and live and study in the UK. Let's head on in and have a look. Thank you for joining me both. It's just a bit of an insight really into Student Roost and what makes you guys so special. We've had a little bit of a tour in terms of this common room that we're in today and the rooms and the security upstairs, and it's been great. But what sets Student Roost apart for you to begin with?
We have such a large international audience, and I think we all know when we go on holiday, we can be a bit unsure of speaking different languages and being in new cultures. So it must be really scary for a bunch of 18-year-olds to arrive in Scotland not knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
But when they arrive, they've got a friendly welcome, someone to help them with their suitcases. They go into their room. There's a little welcome pack for them. We've given them little dedicated presents based on what they would like. So,
nice.
When they arrive, they've got something to drink, something to eat, something to wash their face with, just to make them feel at home from the second they arrive. And I think ultimately, live in any student accommodation in the UK, but when you live in a Student Roost site, every single person working in this company is doing it for the students.
Yeah.
And when you get that harmonious sort of work, synergy of every team coming together, you can see in our survey results that our students are happy here. You can see by the awards that we've got displayed quite proudly across the sites that agents think we're great. Different people who give awards out think we're great. So it's not just us talking quite biasly saying that we work for Student Roost and we're great. The third party unbiased bodies agree with us that we are doing everything we can to make sure that students arrive here and feel at home from the second that they walk through those doors.
Yeah.
We do have 24-hour staff on site, so anything that a student may need, we're there for them. And regarding location, like you said, we are quite central. Each one of our sites, not only central for the city, but they're also close to the universities that they go to. So that almost all the sites are walking distance from the main sort of places that the students will be going to. And then just touching back on what you asked Jonathan earlier, I think another thing that we stand out for, especially from the students' perspective, when they're booking, they have a lot of flexibility as to what type of room they want.
Yeah.
If they want to live on their own in a studio or in a cluster flat, and even in a cluster flat, do you want it to be only females or only postgrad students? So they do have a lot of flexibility when it comes to choosing their room and their tenancy and where they want to stay.
And how do they communicate that with you? Because obviously you'll have your website, students will go on and will obviously pitch what they want and what works best for them. Sometimes students might not necessarily know what they want until they're here. How does that happen? How do those things get put into place? Do they come and talk to you directly? Is there an app? Is there a website they can log these things? How does that work?
We do have both an app and a website. Usually the first point of contact will either be through email or through agents. Lots of our international students work through agents, so their agents will contact us, or sometimes even a phone call.
Yeah.
And then we'll follow that up, offering either pictures or a video call, so we can show them the site and the specific rooms as well.
And we get it, they're here for a year. We want to make sure that they're settled in from day one. We're quite lucky in Edinburgh because we've got 4 different sites. 3 of them are exclusively studios. Portsmouth Court, where we are now, is a mixture of clusters and studios. If we don't have availability in the site that they're in, we can always take them to another site to show them an alternative, show them the benefits, the pros and cons of each site. So we do have that luxury of having different buildings, different sites, different room types. And ultimately, there's always going to be people who drop out of university after a couple of weeks because it's not for them. There's always going to be people who are homesick and they just don't want to be at uni anymore, which is absolutely fine. That in itself gives us the opportunity to then move people around the building. So if people are not 100% happy with the room that they've got initially, we would ask them to hang fire, and we keep a sort of a wish list of who wants what. And as soon as that becomes available, we'll happily take them to that room, show them, make sure they're happy with it. And if so, we'll happily transfer them to that room.
And once they've been here for a while, one of the things that struck me walking into this building alone is, it's for those watching, it'll be Chinese New Year when we're filming, is just the different cultures here. You know, there was a Diwali sign up, there was Chinese New Year, it's Ramadan currently, there was a notice about that as well. How important is it for a student that actually a home away from home again, culturally, it's what they're looking for?
It's one of the most important things we do here is to make them feel at home. And I think when we have such big events like Chinese New Year, having such a large majority of Chinese international students, it just makes sense. Yeah. So we would probably put more effort into Chinese New Year than we would Christmas decorations, for example, because that's what our audience is looking for. And when we put the decorations up about 4 or 5 days before the New Year starts, their faces when they walk in, you can just genuinely so happy to see even the small effort of, like you can see here, just a few signs, a few little decorative hanging ornaments. And it just, I think it goes to show that we do care about them and that we aren't just here to make sure that they're well behaved and that they're keeping the noise down. We want them to feel at home. And by doing things like this, we have such a variation of nationalities here. And we don't want to sort of exclude any nationalities from any celebrations that they would do. So what we usually do at the start of the year is we'll go through our booking system and we'll pinpoint all the nationalities that we have.
Love it.
We'll then look into what they would expect culturally. And if it's feasible, we will absolutely do something to celebrate what they would celebrate from when they would be at home. So again, it goes back to that home from home mantra that if you were home, you would go home, there'll be decorations everywhere. You come here, it's the exact same.
Yeah, I think ultimately, and you guys are predominantly postgrad in this building, but up and down the country, postgrad only in certain buildings as well. Is that right?
Yeah. So I think especially when it comes to postgraduate students, we understand that they're not here to have that typical student experience of going out, clubbing, partying, drinking. They're here to work and they're here to study. We would not mix them with 18-year-old undergraduates.
Yeah.
Because that's just not going to cause a harmonious flat. That is just going to cause friction from day one. So what we usually do is at the start of the year, we'll go through everybody who's made a booking. And throughout the year, we'll allocate them to a room that we think is suitable for them. We'll look at age, nationality, gender, and we'll try and build a flat to make sure that it's a happy flat. And like you said before, Maria, we don't want to mix maybe especially like undergraduate females with postgraduate males where there's a big age gap as well, because that make the females feel uncomfortable. So we put a lot of time and effort into making sure that our allocations are designed to suit everybody.
Yeah.
If we find that there's a student who sort of falls outside of that, what we would call a comfort zone, we would be in touch with them to say, like, can we offer you an alternative?
Brilliant.
Can we offer you an upgrade to a studio? We'll try and make sure that when they arrive, there is no anxiety, there is no uncertainty, that they arrive and they know that this is their room, this is where they're going to be for you. And that ultimately, we just want everyone here to be happy, relaxed, comfortable, and enjoy their time in Scotland. You know, they've came such a long way, miles away from home, what they find, normal or everyday, and they're thrown into this brand new world. Or what we can do is give them that sort of haven away from the carnage outside, that when they come home, it's peaceful, it's relaxed. There's always a friendly face at the desk to say hello when they get back home.
I think that's a great point. You mentioned, obviously, we're in Edinburgh today. I think we mentioned that already, but obviously you got properties up and down the UK as well. We're finding more and more students now are actually looking for where they want to live before they're actually looking for their program at times. So what would you recommend to a student? Because I know on your website, you're very strong on all bills included. Maria, what does all bills included mean to a student, and how imperative is it to them that actually there are no hidden costs? There's no surprises, unhappy surprises when you get here that you're going to have to call home perhaps and explain that although it says all bills included, it's not. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And the price that's on the website, that's completely transparent. That's the price that they're going to have to pay weekly. No hidden fees, no extra costs. So all bills included is not just the rent. It's the rent, it's Wi-Fi, electricity, water, or everything that you'd think, oh, maybe I have to pay extra, it's all included. Even the sites that have gyms, we always say you don't have to pay a membership for the gym, that's included, you just come and go as you please. And lots of students are actually surprised by that because they think they have to pay like that extra fee.
You would anywhere else, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So yeah, everything is included in it, yeah.
And in terms of if anything was to go wrong, we've already kind of mentioned if they wanted to move rooms, but if there were any maintenance issues, is that done through the app again, communication via email? just get in touch and communicate, or come through the likes of yourself?
They can do it both ways through the app, send us an email, or just come down to reception and let us know what the issue is. And then we'll raise that with our team and see if they can have a look at it and get that sorted for them.
And Jonathan, obviously you've got 4 sites across Edinburgh.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that students are really surprised about when they come here as an international student, postgrad level? Because let's not forget, although they're not 18, 19-year-old going out, nightclubs, very different aspect, they're postgrad students, they're still going to be nervous. They're still going to be anxious. What do you think is the one thing that they're really surprised about?
I think for us, they realise what a friendly city Edinburgh is. The people here are amazing. The architecture's stunning. There's so much history. We've had a lot of students actually say they decided to come to Edinburgh because of Harry Potter and all the inspiration that was taken from Edinburgh City to inspire those books. So we have so many students that come and say, I want to go and see Diagon Alley, and I want to go and see where the graveyards are, where all the names came from. And I think ultimately, if they're coming to a new country, there is going to be some anxiety. And I think they very quickly settle into Edinburgh because it is such an international city anyway, in terms of the people who live here and the people who visit here. You're never too far from someone that you can relate with. I'd also like to think that they're quite happily surprised when they arrive in the building. The gap between students leaving and students arriving when the buildings are empty is ironically our busiest time of year.
Right.
And we are running rounds non-stop trying to make sure that everything's ready.
Yeah.
And by that, it means we're going into rooms 6, 7, 8 times to say, right, we've put a little gift pack in there for you. The room is clean. We've signed it off. We're happy with it. So they arrive, everything's working, everything's clean. The check-in experience is always full of energy.
Yeah.
We have the music playing. We have staff running around everywhere, dragging people's suitcases, welcoming parents and aunts and uncles that have travelled over with them. And I think it's just when they arrive that really genuine warm welcome. So when we recruit people into our team, we think their personality means more than their experience. So everyone that we hire here, we hire based on the fact that they are a lovely person.
Yeah.
We can teach them how to do the job, but we can't teach them how to be a genuinely lovely person. And when you've had a long flight, tired, jet lagged, and you get that genuine welcome to the building. Can I take your bag? Can I take you to your room? Just let you know that there's some food and some drink in your room for when you arrive. Get yourself some sleep. Once you've had a nap, come down. We'll show you around the common room. We'll show you all the events that we do. And I think that whole experience, it does settle any nerves or anxiety. And I think that genuinely puts a smile on their face and what would hopefully surprise them. And ultimately, the common room that we have here, a space to socialize, and it's all within a couple of steps. We never like to settle where we are. So every building that we have has either been refurbished recently. So it's new furniture, new floors, nicely painted. It's all very fresh. We try to keep on top of it as much as possible because the rooms can age, they'll get old, things get worn and torn and wear and tear shows. So we always like to have in the background the idea that, right, we're going to improve that in 2-3 years' time because we never like to sit still. We always like to continually be improving. And I think that's really important because when you sit still, you stagnate. And when we're in such a competitive industry, it's very quick to be overtaken by the competition.
Yeah.
And we want to be the leader in student accommodation. I think that's been the mantra of the company ever since our new owners took over. And ever since you have seen that investment into the health and safety of the building. So the things that you don't see.
Yeah.
There has been so much investment into every building to make sure that they are safe, secure, legal, ultimately, that we're operating within the bounds of the law. And if we have students, staff, contractors, guests on site, they're walking into a safe building that we know is fireproof. If it leaks, it's proof.
Yeah.
Everything is secure. So things will go wrong. I think it's naive to think that everything's going to be hunky-dory for every day, but I think it's about how you react to those issues. We realized a few years ago that our rooms weren't up to scratch.
Yeah.
So the company have taken the decision to get them up to scratch. And you've seen for yourself when you walk in, they're a nice color, they feel large, they're airy, they're roomy, and they're built for our students. They're not built for a family of 4.
Yeah.
They're built for what our students need, and that is space to work, space to relax, and space to socialize.
Yeah.
That even though we're saying they are built for students, at the end of the day, it is their home.
Yeah.
So we have to think about what would we want when we go into our own home and then get that up to that standard for them as well. Because even though they're just here for a short period of time, they're going to be living here every day.
Yeah.
And we want it to be somewhere where they want to come back to and feel relaxed and just as comfortable as possible.
And Maria, while I've got you there as well, you might be the first point of contact for a lot of these students who might be feeling homesick, worried. You know, in this building alone, there's a huge Asian contingent. What would you say to those students that are feeling homesick, that are looking to come to the UK and will go, I've never been to the UK. I don't know what to do. You know, I've only ever lived in China my whole life. You know, are there measures in place that you can help them and, you know, get to know them more as a human?
Well, we accompany them throughout the whole booking process. So it's not just when they check in, it's from before that all the way until they check out. We've always got the same people on site as well, so they know who they're coming home to, who's greeting them. And yeah, as an employee here, we're also trained not only on, you know, stuff related to the business like sales and customer service, although it is linked, but we're also trained in mental health first aid and physical first aid as well. So if a student does come with some worry or they're not feeling that great, we are trained to help them with that and just guide them along the way for that and make them feel as comfortable as possible.
A lot of our students, because a lot of them are international, they're not the first, they're not the last, and they're not the only people that will feel homesick.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is when people arrive, we put a big welcome event on, and it gives them a chance to go and meet people that they might be able to communicate easily with, relate to, and ultimately we want people to make friends in the building.
Yeah.
A lot of our buildings are studio only, so it'd be quite isolating. So it's really important at those sites that we put these welcome events on to make sure that people have the opportunity to meet people where they wouldn't otherwise meet them. And I think what you were saying before about the mental health first aid training, we've now got the majority of our team trained in mental health first aid. So if anybody is having a crisis or needs to talk to someone, majority of the team are now trained to be able to deal with those crises. And I think that's really important, that when our students are living here, that they know that they can come and talk to us. There's no judgment. There's no talking about them behind their back, or like we're here to help them. And ultimately, when somebody comes and says, I'm homesick or I'm not feeling great in my head, to us, that's like, right, pause everything else. This is now the priority. Yeah. And we will do everything we can to make sure that student goes to bed happy that night.
Because international students, let's face it, a lot of the times it'll be the parents funding it if it's not a student loan. Do you get to know them as well, presumably through the video call?
When it comes to the parents, they can be as involved or as not involved as they want.
Yeah.
I think ultimately the only message we want to get over to them is that your children are safe here. We have 24-hour security. We have CCTV at all entrances and angles. If anything does go wrong, what we do is we give the student, every site has a mobile phone, which is carried by the staff 24 hours a day. Yeah. If there's a situation where they might have to put themselves into an uncomfortable position to get to the reception to tell us there's a problem, they can just call us. Okay. And it takes them out of the entire equation, that they don't have to get involved with what's going on. Just call our night team, call our day team, and we'll come and deal with it. And I think ultimately, as long as parents know that their children are safe, that is hopefully enough for them to know that if they ever do have any concerns, that they can call us, and we can do welfare checks on their family to make sure that we can get them to call them just to check in and make sure everything's okay.
What's the typical tendency? So students that will come in September, let's say in 26, will they arrive, a week before, is it? And then leave after, is it 40 weeks in total they get? Or?
We run a 51-week tenancy in Edinburgh. It usually starts the last week of August or the first week of September and runs for those 51 weeks. A lot of university students will finish around May, June. Yeah. But because of Edinburgh Fringe Festival, a lot of them love the 51-week tenancies because it allows them to have a very, very affordable accommodation in the city whilst the Fringe Festival is on, and get to experience one of the best events in the world. Yeah. So a lot of them stay for the Fringe Festival. When that's over, they'll pack the bags and then they'll go off home. Yeah. But it's another perk to living in Edinburgh with us, is that you've got your accommodation sorted for the Fringe Festival, and hotels can charge upwards of £500 a night for a basic room. Yeah. And we're not even charging anywhere near that per week for an accommodation. So a lot of our students do make the most of the Fringe Festival. They do make the most of the summer in Edinburgh. They go up to the Highlands and go traveling around, and then that'll be their end of sort of treat to themselves. They've still got that bed to come home to at night, and then that's when they'll go back home.
I love it. Maria, we're going to finish on the application process. Students might not have a clue. I mean, I certainly didn't when I went to university. How on earth do you apply for a room? What's the next steps? Presumably they go to your website, they find the room that they want, where they want to study in the UK and where they want to live. What are the next steps? What happens then?
Well, they can either do it online. Like you said, go onto the website. The website is very user-friendly. They can select their room, tenancy length. If they're living, in the case of studios, if they want to live with their partner or with a friend, the dual occupancy option. Very clear on the website. And then they create a user name on the website. And that's when it'll come to us. So we'll receive that username. If they haven't managed to allocate themselves to a room, they can easily contact us through email or call us, give us their username, and then we'll follow up with them and guide them through the rest of the process, or manually allocate them ourselves.
Is there a deposit scheme? So is it we have to place a deposit, then you'll talk to us, or is it typically apply, we'll help you, we'll get you in the room?
We can help them from the first step to the last. So if they get stuck in between, they can just contact us at any point of the process. There is a deposit that they will have to pay. That's after they've created their username and after they've chosen what room they want to be in. And then they can also choose if they want to pay annually, termly, or monthly. And then the last process will be sending over the guarantor documents to us.
How quick is the process? Because there'll be many students that will go, leave everything last minute. I was one of them. I'm not an international student, but I leave everything last minute. And there'll be many students that just don't know what they want to do or where and they make a last minute decision to go, I'm going to go to Edinburgh, I'm going to go to Nottingham, I'm going to go down to Brighton. 2-week turnaround, month turnaround, how quickly can that turnaround happen?
We do give them, between booking and actually accepting the booking, we give them a period of 7 days. So they do have some time just in case they're not sure. And then we do give them a 2-week timeline to give their guarantor documents. So I'd say if done smoothly, it can either be done in the span of a week or a month.
Superb.
So,
Well, it's been lovely meeting you both. Lovely seeing all the students as well, so happy in a secure location and in one of the best common room lounge rooms I think I've ever been in. So thank you for your time. I decided to head over to the pool table and catch up with an international postgrad student. So Yan, talk to me about your journey. You're an international student, come to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
What is it you're studying, and is this your first year in UK?
Yeah, it's the first year that I came to UK.
Yeah.
And actually, I just studied the language and the intercultural communication for my master major. And the reason why that I chose this major, I think I can have the intercultural communication with others. Yeah, but actually, the students are totally from China. There's no foreign people. I was amazing about that.
That's what's great about the UK, isn't it? Was you expecting that when you came to the UK?
I heard that the UK always rainy. I heard that, and before, it's true.
Yeah, of course.
It's true, and I think the Edinburgh is famous for the Harry Potter.
Yeah. And
I came to some spot and to find the architecture about the Harry Potter. Yeah,
of course. And why the UK? Why? Obviously, you've come from China. Why specifically the UK? Was it the education? Was it Edinburgh? We're in Edinburgh today for anyone that is kind of watching, but obviously Student Roost have got properties all over the UK as well. What made you come to the UK? Was it specifically you wanted that experience or the English language?
To be honest, the reason why that I chose UK is for the master. It's just for 1 year, but for another country, maybe for 2 or 3 years. The year for I study is very, very short. And the reason why that I chose Edinburgh, the University of Edinburgh, is I found some social media that I found that Edinburgh is too safe. It's more safe than the London.
Of course.
Yeah.
In London's too busy.
You can see that the smartphone is on the pocket. It's okay, but in the London, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to show my smartphone. Yeah.
Of course, in these properties as well, there's loads of Chinese students, isn't there?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you come here? Is it like a home from home? Does it make you settle in quicker?
I think have some time difference, and I need to check the time that when my friend in China that we get up.
Obviously, it's Chinese New Year now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that I also found some decoration in here for
Yeah.
the Chinese. It's a thing that I'm feel like at home.
Yeah.
It's not just in the Edinburgh.
Yeah.
The Chinese. You can see this is 如意. It means the good luck in the Chinese meaning.
How did you find the rooms? Are the rooms nice? Are they spacious?
Yeah.
Everything you want in them?
Yeah, that I found room on the social media. I just asked some people that which one is the best in the Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I told my manager that I don't want to choose a suite. I just want to choose a studio.
Yes.
Because I don't want to share the kitchen or the
Yeah.
bathroom with others. I think the studio is better that I can cook anytime. That it's even at 2 or 3 o'clock that I can cook and I can do anything in the studio. The studio can make me more safe. It's really nice. And actually the space I like most, not the common room.
Yeah.
It's for the gym. Actually, I just lost my weight. It's for 5 kilograms in the gym. I just can come to gym every time. I don't need to walk outside to find another gym. I just to change my clothes and go to the gym and to have the run and to have some exercise. I think it's very good.
What would you say to students then that are from China, let's say, coming to the UK?
Yeah.
What would you say to keep an eye out on? So what are the main tips you can give students coming from another country to here? Say, this is what's great. This is what makes Student Roost properties really stand out.
Yeah, I think that I can make friends with people in the common room.
Yeah.
I think it's always have some poster that can see the work and all the email, make some in the one, and we will have some activities we can make friends with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Actually, that I also make the very good friends with my neighbor, and sometimes we will cook together and to go to the library together.
And what kind of job do you envisage getting? What kind of job what kind of career are you looking for?
I like to teach students, and I have some volunteer experience in the China to teaching students, primary students.
Yeah.
I want to share my knowledge to others than what is such as a grammar that I like after I like if say like two, either two I will toast like after like we will have the two.
Yeah.
I like to do something.
So talk to me about then your student day, what that looks like. So are you studying? Are you down here in the day? Are you eating? What's your plan in the day? Your typical day, you wake up, do you go to university and then come back here? Or does everyone come here in the evening and then chill and relax in the evening?
No, actually, when I came up, I will go to the gym first.
Yeah.
I think the gym is very, very good. Can help me to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And when I finish gym, I will come to my studio and have breakfast and go to the university. They have the lecture or tutorials. Yeah. And go back then and cook myself. I think I cooked very, very delicious. Especially that I share the food with my with the staff in here. Yeah. In the last month. Yeah. In the last month with mafia. And I think the relationship between the staff and me and all the staff we are the friends.
It was lovely speaking with Yiran and the Student Roost team. I look forward to visiting other sites around the UK soon, but for now, thank you very much for watching and head over to postgrad.com and find out more information on Student Roost properties and apply to be in for a chance to win the £2,000 bursary offered by Postgrad Solutions.